Hello. I don't know if we're live yet or not, but hi. It says we are.
In theory.
In theory.
Yes, we are.
Okay,
We
now we
are.
are.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell me like how many people are there like it usually does. That's
It
weird.
takes a minute on your side.
Okay, I see it now. It popped up. Yeah, you can tell I've hosted a lot of live shows, huh?
Well, at least one every month.
Yeah, I've done. Yeah, it's coming up on 2 years. So anyway,
Wow,
Thank-
2 years. I remember when you started.
yeah, isn't that crazy?
Crazy.
So crazy.
Yeah.
So I've been wanting to do like productivity or some type of sprints during the day because I work from home. And so daytime stuff is usually easier for me to do than nighttime stuff when my whole family is home. And I just wanted a time to be productive with friends and accountability partners. So here we are. My friends are joining me. So we'll just go around and I guess introduce yourself. And then you can say either what you're working on or what you're reading. And yeah, we'll do that. So Bree, you can go first.
So I'm Bree. My channel is In Love and Words, and I am reading and loving, like swooning over A Lady for a Duke by Alexis Hall. I just started it today. I'm buddy reading it with Steph from Novelty Corner. Oh my God, it's so good. It is so good. And there's so many great lines in it, and my heart like cannot handle it. And I know it's going to break me at some point, but it's also really funny. I mean, it has all the great things about Alexis Hall anyway. So I'm listening to that on audio, and I'm working on some stickers. I made a couple of new ones. So
Those are adorable.
Thank you.
What
this
do
is
they
like
say?
my anxiety. This one says, what if, but you cross out, say even if. That's my anxiety girl thing. My therapist. Thank you. Give me that one. And then this little iHeart audiobooks.
I love that design. That's adorable.
And then I'll be cutting this one. It says most ardently. And yeah, so that's what I'm working on. I'm probably going to try and edit a video too. So hopefully we'll be pretty productive.
Cool. Awesome. All right, Jen, your turn.
All right. Well, I'm Jen, and my channel is A Book Refuge. And I have a few different things to choose from. I need to wrap, and I need to write a note and wrap a giveaway prize I have to send out. I'm creating like a TBR jar again with some like viewer recs just to help me get through those because I don't have time to get to everything, obviously. But what I'll probably do first is I'm going to finish the biker book that I'm reading because apparently I read biker books now.
Who are you?
Hey, when you find a good one, you got to read it.
Who am I?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, this hero is really doing it for me. But then I'll either, depending on how like that one ends, because after I read the first one, I had to read that one. So we'll see if I have to read the next one, or else I'll start the fine print, which is my Patreon pick this month. So
I'm interested to see what you think about that one because I haven't read it. So
I haven't either. I want to, but that's one of those. Is there an audio for that one? Because I really want to read it.
I don't think there is for those.
No, I'm reading that.
I mean, I haven't seen them advertised anywhere, and I feel like they would be if they were. But
that's right. That was in your member, right, Bree?
Both of us. Yeah.
Yeah, both of you. That's right. Yeah.
I have to highlight that one. So yeah, that's my plans for. We'll see how much I get through.
That's fun. I'm gonna go through and share what everybody's doing while. I should have been doing this from the beginning. I'm sorry. I was late. Obviously, I couldn't find headphones. So naturally, I'm so organized. I'm so sorry. Okay, Justin, your turn.
So this morning, I just finished the audiobook for A Daring Pursuit by Kate Bateman, which I really loved. So I'm going to start the audiobook, the graphic audio for A Court of Thorns and Roses. And I'm going to be reading it alongside and then tabbing stuff because we have a live show next Tuesday. So I'm very excited about it. It's so amazing. I love
good, isn't it?
The graphic audio. It's like so immersive.
Yeah.
Like when she's walking in the snow and you hear like the crunching of the snow, and when Nesta snorts, she really does snort. I'm just like, God, this is so great. I love it.
for every book. Every book, I need that.
Fantastic. So I'm loving it so far. I just started it like 20 minutes ago and love.
I'm still like, I am very interested about how chapter 55 will be, because even the kissing in ACOTAR when you get there is kind of awkward. I was
It
like,
didn't bother me. I
it
didn't.
sounds like someone's making out with their hands. So I was like, oh no, what is
Oh,
like
yeah.
roaring,
How would
what
they
is
do that?
roaring to the mountains going to sound like?
I can't wait.
I'm like thinking about it anyway. But okay.
So is the entire A Court of Thorns and Roses released, or I thought they were only
Not
doing
yet.
it not yet?
The first
I'm
two
think
books are out.
Just the first,
First two.
one is complete on AnyPlay, right?
Well, on
I think
AnyPlay.
that's-
If you buy
Are
with
they on
Graphic
AnyPlay? I didn't know they were on AnyPlay.
I'm listening to it on AnyPlay.
Nice.
If you buy it with graphic audio, they're both out. The first two are completely out.
Yeah.
And the first part of Wings and Ruin comes out the end of June.
Mhm.
But everyone else gets it delayed, because graphic audio wants you to buy from them. But Wings and Ruin is going to be 3 parts. So we'll
Yeah,
have to wait
I
quite a
saw
bit.
that.
So, but yeah. Should be coming out as we do the read along, though. So I'm excited.
Mhm.
Yay. All of our friends are here.
I know. This is so exciting. So I just finished rereading Texas Destiny. I just listened to the audio. We read that for our Rake Appreciation Society last year. And so I just was kind of rereading it last night and this morning for the Historical Hellions live show tonight. So now I can start a new book. And I think I'm going to start Look the Part by Jewel E. Ann.
I
Yeah.
read that one, actually.
Did you?
Yeah. I've read that one too.
Wow, you both
That one a
have.
long time ago.
Yep.
I mean, like I said, I read Julianne like before people like knew. Like I read some of her age gaps. Like
She's got a lot of books in
Mhm.
her. Yeah. Have you read this one, Bree?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the only one, apparently.
yeah,
Do you know the triggers and stuff in that one?
Mm-mm. I don't.
Yeah,
Do you-
it's pretty emotional. It's definitely a lot of grief, loss of a loved one right in the beginning.
Oh boy, maybe
Yeah.
I'll go. I've got another one. I've got a YA I could do too. So I'm like, I don't know.
yeah. Sorry, I got really excited. Someone's reading my Purple Man. Someone's reading my Purple Man. Bree, the fact that you haven't read these yet is a shame. My big purple kilted
Oh,
horn,
is it
big dicked alien man is right here. Anyway, sorry. I'm very excited.
hold on, I'm looking it up now.
Well, the first one is the Soul Eater. You have to read the first one first.
Eater,
She's
okay.
reading the second one. It has
I'm feeling some monster romance coming on in a minute.
Yeah, well, Soul Eater will be on the podcast once you read it. I'm just saying you're going to
Okay.
put on the podcast once you read it.
I love when Jen calls which books I'm definitely going to put on the podcast. She's like, that one's going to go on there.
I mean, I started about Run Posey Run 12 months ago, and it's happening. So I feel
We just did that one this morning. That's what we were recording this morning, Run Posey Run. And it was lots of like, we love Dario.
yeah. I was like, it's happening, and then it's okay. We get distracted, we forget, and I was like, but Juliet's 1,000% gonna love it, and I knew you'd like it too. I just didn't know you'd like it as much as she did, so I'm happy. But I knew it was Juliet's pleasure. But
Oh, totally Juliet. Absolutely.
That's so funny.
I love it. Anyway, see, there's all the Lily Main love. I love it. Hook, line, and sinker. Nice. Yes. I know. All of her monsters are like, one of them is always really shy and like feels bad about themselves. And then their human will be like, oh my God, look at your interesting looking dick. I love it. It's great. I love it.
That's hilarious.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
should we get started? Or do we have anything else to chat about? Jessen, what did you say you're doing during the... Are you just reading? Not
Yeah,
just.
just reading.
That's right. Okay.
Just reading.
Not just.
That's all my plans.
That's
Yep.
the best kind of plan. So yeah, this is great because I mean, we're all reading and I just needed to have friends to do stuff with. So
I love reading with friends. So
Yeah. I love it.
very fun. Okay. So how long should we do? A half hour?
sounds good.
Yep.
Yeah. So that would be we'll just say 12:45. Deal?
Cool.
Well, that's 12:45 my time.
Sure.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right.
All right.
We'll see y'all in a bit. Hello.
Hey.
We made it.
Mm.
Hi, Sam. Sam is popping in to say hi.
My fun plans include staying at home all weekend.
Right.
The story of my
Yeah.
life. It's so fun watching you work, Crystal. The artists at work.
This is the boring part. It's just glazing them so that the dry pigment doesn't fall off, so my hands are a mess. But did everybody get, how much reading did you get done? I only read the first chapter of Look the Part, so I've already had the big event. I mean,
Yes, right off the bat.
yeah. It's reminding me of is it The Gravity of Us by Brittany C. Cherry? That one? Is it that one? Yeah.
No, I'm doing good. I spent most of it wrapping, and then I got that package ready, and hopefully I'll finish this in the next one. I never get as much done as I think that I will, because we get distracted by so much.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I honestly, I think I got through more books when I was working still, because I always had the book going. And now, like, being at home, like, I stop every, like, 10 minutes and look at my phone or, like, do something. And I'm like, you should be more productive at this. Like, you literally, there is nothing stopping me from reading. Nobody asking me to let a client in or, like, make the coffee. Like, literally, I have nothing else to do. And I feel like I've been reading less because I get distracted. So.
Yeah. I feel like it's so easy to get distracted at home.
Yeah. And then, like yesterday I worked out with my friend at 5. We always meet. And I was all of a sudden it was 4:00. And I was like, what did you even do today?
I know, it's crazy how fast the time goes. Like when I was, before I started working from home, like every day, I was like, man, if I worked from home, I'd be able to like do this and this and this and this. And then I'm like, where did the time go? I mean, I'm productive. I get stuff done, but I thought that I would have more time, like to do like house stuff, I guess. But I'm just, don't.
Yeah.
That book is long, Tori. That's why it takes so long. It's like 800 pages and covers
Which book?
years. The last book in the Addicted series. Oh, it covers
800 pages. Jeez.
Yeah. Well, because it's all 6 characters' lives for like, I think it's like 10 or 15 years that it covers. Because it was supposed to be like an epilogue story, but they cover all the time between that and when the like next series starts. That's about the kids. So it was long. I binged that whole series in like 2 weeks, like a lot of people do. They get in it and you stay with it. But that last book feels like it takes forever.
That was going to be my question. Does it feel long or does it go by quickly?
It did. I mean, it's all stuff that I love because I love happily ever after stuff. And it's not like their lives are perfect. So there's still drama coming up. And it's a lot of like babies being born. There's lots of babies happening. And like, so I love that. But it also was like, okay, and another, how far are we going? It was just like, it didn't stop. And at the time I really, really liked that. But it can be it's a hill.
I'm afraid to start that series.
Yeah.
I know.
It's one of those I hit it at the right time. The same way I feel about Cora Riley's Buffy books. Like I read those at the right time where I just was like, oh, I love them. And now to try to reread them, I'm like, I'll roll my eyes. I feel the same way about the Addicted and the Calloway series because they're literally like the Kardashians or the whatever. And again, there's not shade to that, but it's definitely a very like, or like a Gossip Girl kind of thing. And I thought it was very interesting to have like a heroine who had a porn addict, like she has a sex addiction, and a hero who's an alcoholic. Like that was very powerful to do. But it also, they write so much. Those sisters, they just write so much. And I think that they could have been more powerful if it was condensed down into less. You know what I mean? Like now having seen the entire, like I've seen the entire arc of everything. I've read all of them. But now I've stopped around book 12 in the kids series because I'm just like, you went so far past what I cared about anymore that I'm like done now. but
Mhm.
the original few are very good. But
I only read the first 2 books in that series. I didn't move on in it, but
yeah.
I can't decide if I'm going to.
Did you get to? So you didn't get to like Reich and Daisy and Connor and Rose. See,
I don't think so.
I kind of skimmed the first Addicted books because it's very
Mhm.
heavy, in my opinion. The
Mhm.
daughter of an alcoholic,
Right.
and be lost in this, and the heroine be so addicted to what you like. It was very heavy.
Mhm.
So I kind of like skimmed through some of that, and then once I got to like Rose and Connor, though, like they were I really like them. So
So you're saying it's worth moving on.
yeah, and Mike and Daisy, like epic age gap. Like their relationship is amazing, and so I don't know. In my opinion, it wasn't Lo and Lily that did it for me, and I'm glad that at the time I think it was Jessica. She loved Reich and Daisy so much that I was like, oh, I at least want to read until them.
Mhm.
I'm just glad that I did.
I just wish they would finish their Ariel Ethereal series, or they renamed it. But I love
Yes,
that series so much.
I read that because of you years ago, Brie. Yeah.
Yeah, I fell in love with that years ago, and then
Yeah.
I was like so sad that they didn't finish.
Those are still some of my favorites, though. I love those.
Mhm. Yeah.
Tori, I don't know what to tell you.
What do you want? What are you in the mood for?
Read about
I put that up there and didn't say a word about it.
I know. I was like, I started with the their gay romance. The kid series was the third gay romance I'd ever read. I really liked it. Bodyguard romance. But if you're done with them, I don't know.
I know it depends on what you're in the mood for. Give us like a trope or something.
Did you do your Avatar reread yet, Tori? I don't know. Maybe you need to do that. I didn't see if you did it or not. Jump on the train, man.
Puppy in the background. I saw that too.
With his weird ear. His ear never went down. Like, remember both of his ears were up like this? Only one of them went down. Now he just has one up.
That's so cute.
Such a doof.
She's open to anything, y'all.
Come on, Tori.
Give her,
Well,
pick
that's
a
what
book
happens.
for her.
You know what you need? You need a spinner wheel. That's what you need to do. Do a spinner wheel for which genre.
Okay.
Do a spinner wheel for the genre you want and see if you want it or not. That's what the good of spinner wheel is. It doesn't necessarily tell you what you're going to read, but it'll tell you what you don't want to read. Like that Ross, is it Joey who does it or Ross or whoever that are like, pick between one of the two. And if you're disappointed, you know you want the other thing.
Have you read Gravity of Us? She said Brittany C. Cherry. Gravity of Us, I feel like. Silent Waters is good.
Which one of those do you like better, Brie?
Gravity of Us, by far. Yeah. That one's like that one, and then Behind the Bars are my 2 favorites.
I haven't read that one yet. Have you read that one, Jessen?
Yeah.
I have that one. I've only read the first one in the Elements, but
The Gravity of Us was the first one that I read by her.
That was the first one I read by her too.
Yeah.
I got the audiobooks in the sale. They have the series sale, and I got all the rest in it. But I mean, it's one of those things where everyone says it's so emotional, and that's the selling point. And I'm like, but that sounds painful.
Yeah.
Not that I don't love emotional books, but when people tell me read it so it hurts you, I'm like, that's not how you sell me. Sell me on other things.
No, she does it right though. I feel like she does emotional.
Because
so
it makes
good.
up for it. And like the happily ever after is so heartwarming. Like you go through it, but you are guaranteed like the sweetest, most fulfilling happily ever after.
I think The Gravity of Us is one of the best Grumpy Sunshine.
Yes, I agree. Because I love it because he's so grumpy and he's almost
so
like super mean. But then he also like does these things where he's like grudgingly kind of doing them. Like he does something horrible and then he feels bad about it and he's not ready to like apologize for it, but he still like will do a little something, and it's the tiniest little give that he does. Oh,
I want to reread it. It's so good.
I liked it better on my reread.
Did you?
When I read the first one.
The first one, I
like
High and Low. Is that the wait? Which one?
I read the Air He Breathes.
Oh yeah, I like that one a lot too.
But see, a lot of people don't love the second one, and the second one is the
you don't have to read them in order. The only thing that connects them is the title.
I have all of them. So
Yeah, they're completely not connected, really. Just the
Yeah.
titles.
There's like nothing. Not. I don't even think they're in the same town. Like,
I remember I read it and I'm like, why are these even in a series? They literally don't have
right.
right,
And I didn't even get that. Like, it's called The Gravity of Us and all in the Elements series.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I didn't put that together, like fire, gravity. I was like, I don't get
It
how
took
these
me-
are connected.
It took me a while too. Yeah.
Yeah, the fire. What is it? The fire between high and low was my least favorite too.
That one was my least favorite too. Yeah.
Mhm.
How's the book going, Jessen?
It's amazing how much I forgot about this first book. Like I was like, wait, why are they doing this again? And I'm like, oh my god, that was a reveal later. And so I'm remembering because I've only read it once, so this is my first reread of it, and it's interesting. I was just like, I mean, in the beginning, you're so drawn into the Beauty and the Beast of it all. Like, oh god, I even grabbed when I first started listening to it because it reminded me of Beauty when I read this when I was in 7th grade or whatever, and this was like my first like, oh my god, Beauty and the Beast is like so much cooler. Like you can make it so much cooler than just, you know, the Disney fairy tale. And it just reminded me so much of loving that book, and that's what basically like kicked off my love of Beauty and the Beast tropes. And
yeah,
I just am so enjoying this graphic audio. It's amazing. I finally we're in Prithian now, so I get to hear some male voices. They're beautiful. I love it. So
I know. Oh my
I'm
god.
so excited
wait
to
for Reese,
read
so
that.
I'm excited about that.
Well, even
No,
like
I was excited for that too.
I will say, even like the Nesta, I had like hearing the person who's doing her, I was like, I like you already. I know I'm completely biased, but just like hearing her talk too, the tone that like they pick, I was like, ooh, you are angry. I understand why you're being I understand why you're being such a hurtful person. You're angry. Whereas it can come across as bratty if you read it yourself.
Mhm.
The tone that they choose, it's like, no, you're very angry. You're still doing shitty stuff to your baby sister, but it's because you're angry. Like, I don't know. You could just they're making choices to last the whole way long. Whereas if you're just reading it the first time and you don't know that, you just you don't know how to perceive the people, right? So anyway, I want them to do all of Throne of Glass too. Do it right.
Oh my gosh, I would die.
Do it
It's like
immediately.
everything, just everything.
Yeah.
I want to listen, like Tori said, I want to listen to Brandon Sanderson again because I've listened to Mistborn and I was like, I want to listen to these. I may have to look for them.
I'm so curious to see how they handle like battles and all that. Like I want to know what like background noises that they have because it's just so cool. What I never would have thought the little things they capture it so perfectly, and I'm just like, man, that's so.
They do a good job with like the monster, like the fairies and stuff, like when like the bog and all of that stuff. But they do a really good job.
Oh god, I can't wait.
Is a big part too. I think that. Yeah, there was a lot of like during the final everything. I was like, the music was like, bah, bah, bah.
Yeah.
Certain parts I'll speed it up because I mean I can read this physically a lot faster than listening, but there's certain parts where I'm just like I need it to slow down because I'm taking in everything. So I'll switch between going fast and slow it down to like normal speed because I'm like, oh, this is a good scene to really
immerse yourself. Yeah.
I can't wait to listen to it. I'm so excited.
Yep, good job.
Yeah.
Amber.
Yes.
There's a little bit.
There's one scene
in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So, dude, we're not. I mean, I'm in it for the romance, but don't start it for the romance.
It's romantic, but it's not. I wouldn't categorize the series as like super spicy, but it's definitely romantic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shall we have another sprint until 1:30?
Absolutely.
My time. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. See you soon.
See you soon.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. We did it. Another half hour. Look at us being so productive.
Woohoo.
How'd it go for everybody?
I finished editing my video.
Yeah?
Nice.
Yeah. It's a short one. It's my TBR, so it's pretty short.
I just barely finished it.
Did you?
I did.
What'd you think?
It's good. She writes in a very simple way. I think I've said that. And I don't mean that as, I don't mean that as bad. It's not that her writing's distracting or that it's bad. It's just, I don't know. She almost she uses very simple sentences. She doesn't get overly flowery or over explain things, which is like refreshing, but it can also make things feel very quick. But yet I like it because I think a lot of romance authors think that they need it to be more flowery.
Yeah.
Can be fun sometimes. Well, not fun. I use random words. Like that's fine. That's beautiful. It can be very romantic.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that in writing about bikers, I think that's how you should write them. I don't think you're gonna get overly flowery or romantically descriptive. It's very much like, I want her. We can't be together. I will make it work. It's a very dun 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 to the next thing. So
Jen, I know you have the same issue with MC romances that I do. We don't like how they speak to women and how they treat their women and stuff. How is it in that book?
Well, that's why I'm liking it.
Okay.
The first one, there's a little bit because there is still a couple club whores. They still say bitch a lot. But in the first one, the heroine isn't from Biker, and she's like, "Why are you calling me a bitch? Why are you doing that?" And he's like, "It's not a derogatory term. That's just what we say." And she's like, "Well, how's it not derogatory when I talk to you and you call me a bitch?" And then so it's they're there, especially because in the first one, he's the president. The first one's the president. And so the biker culture is a lot more happening in that one.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It just wasn't heavy-handed or a big part of Gianna Darlings for me is that she literally has them talk in slang constantly, which gets super distracting for me. I'm not saying it's not maybe not realistic. I feel like that's what she's going for, but it can be when you're reading it, I'm I literally can't understand this sentence that came out of Zeus's mouth because she used all slang words in it. And then in this second one, there wasn't a single use of calling anyone a bitch in this one at all. And also the hero is mostly nonverbal. He only uses one or two word sentences just because he's very insular to himself. So he didn't refer to anyone using that name at all. It wasn't in this one at all. So in the first one, there was a little bit, and I was like, oh, but this is minimal enough that I can just like it. And in this one, this is a totally different romance too, because it's a best friend's daughter, and she's been in love with him, and he's that'd be bad. So he's very respectful of her just because of the role he has in her life. So I don't know. I really am liking them, but again, I think the thing for me that I'm just trying to process how I feel about that. It feels very simple, and I'm trying to decide if no, that's okay that it was just very simply written, or
is it stilted at all because of that? Because that's what I would like. I like simplistic writing, but if it's stilted and it feels choppy, then
I wouldn't say that. I just mean more everything is happening and there's not a lot of connected to event happens after event. That's kind of what I mean. She's not adding in a lot of dead air. It's from each thing. And I don't think that's bad. I think it's very plot driven by what's happening in it. So I don't know but that's what I mean. This one, I like this more than the first one. I gave the first one a 4-star. And so I really feel like this is 5-star. But then that's where I get caught where I'm I have a 6-star. I can give this a 5-star because I really liked it. It's not this is where I get stuck, where I start comparing 5-star to 5-star. And I don't have to do that. I can just this book, and this was a 5-star book for me. Like, yeah, it was a 5-star book for me. So I really liked it. And I'm probably going to talk about this series a lot because everybody wants me to read Biker. Seriously, I get so many recommend. And I'm like, no, because you're recommending me shit that I don't want to read. Like, even Tilly Cole's books, I really like those. But the entire time I'm reading them, I'm fighting against how much I dislike how they talk about their women. Yeah. And I don't care that to them it's not disrespectful. I don't like being referred to as a bitch or a C word or a P word.
Right.
Because that's not disrespectful to you. Like, I still don't, it makes you icky to me, even if you're being respectful.
And it's hard to justify that when you like dark romance and stuff. I'm like, I love serial killers, but I can't handle if you call me a
right.
It's so true.
It's so true. Like, I mean, because that's the thing, like in Mafia, I think they have just as disrespectful a thought about the women, but they don't like call them those names. And it's like, yeah, but she doesn't have any rights and she has to do whatever you want and all this. And I'm like, that's it. They're the gentleman bad guys. Okay, they're the gentleman bad guys. And so I'm okay with it. And like, I don't know, but she walks the line really good in this where like, it's also just, they're like bikers light too. Like they're a lot sweeter. They're like, you know, like this hero, he has a pack of dogs that he's rescued all these dogs from being like, from being put down. And he has a teacup chihuahua who doesn't have any teeth because all her teeth have to be pulled. And he like she's the boss of his pack. Like she's the top bitch of his pack. And so I'm just like, this was just like very romantic and sweet book. And I really liked it. And so this next one's supposed to be one of their guys just got arrested for a thing that happens in here, and it's going to be the lawyer and him. So we'll see. Interesting. Because this one's a hate to love, so we'll see how that one goes in comparison. But I don't know. So far, I'm a fan, and I'm glad that I bought them. I only bought them because I wanted to support the author, and then I was like, oh, I'm just going to try it. I was like going to give them away or something, and I was like, no, just try them first.
Well, that's good that you liked it, though.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for a good MC romance that is kind of written differently than, you know, typical MC romances, because I have the same problem with the language. It just gets old. Everyone's done it. It's like, you know, we can figure out some new ways to talk. Like we understand. Everyone's watched Sons of Anarchy, and
there's so much
repeat it all the time.
And there's so much to love about the biker, because like it's all found family. Like it's completely found family. Whereas like Mafia is literally blood.
Yes.
Mafia is like, you must be family, where bikers are like, we've made you a family.
Yeah, we're chosen.
Right. And that inherently very much speaks to me. But
and it should for me too. And I love heavily tattooed motorcycle riding. Like I'm like, this should be a trope for me. And it's not because of the language. And that's my biggest, you know, detractor from that.
So I'm definitely glad about this. I don't have the first one. The first one is Birdie's Biker paperbacks and latte. That's what it's called. So it's really good. Missy Walker. So yeah. Anyway.
Like I want to be here too.
Yeah, it feels good. I also haven't like been straight through a series in so long. I've been reading a lot of like new started series lately, because that's what people have been suggesting. They're like, try this series out for me. So there's been a lot of like having to stop and start stuff, like, you know, like even the Michelle Hurd series that I started for the Mafia. Well, there's only 2 books out. Well, I'm like, that's no fun. Didn't get a binge very far into that. So anyway, yeah.
Well,
chapter, Crystal, how much did you read?
I'm on chapter 4 now.
Okay.
Chapter 4. Am I liking it? Is that what you asked?
Yeah, I was just wondering if you.
I
mean, that's not very far. So.
Yeah, it's tough to know right now. Yeah, I'm still. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Did y'all see the new?
Just stop.
Don't give her teases of it. The new recover, the what's it called? The bind up of the Fisherman duology. Did you see the cover for that?
Yeah.
That almost made me want to read it.
PR sent me one because I commented on their TikTok how much I loved it, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah. I did see that. It must be you that I saw it at. My cat's bed belongs to you. Nice. I mean, there are tons of motorcycle clubs where I'm from,
I love
actually.
that.
They're all wonderful. Like, it's the 1%ers that the books are written about. Like, they are
I know.
charities.
I honestly would
They're usually
love
charities.
a series about non-1%er MCs,
My
like
church has one.
just the everyday dads who want to be in a motorcycle club, like single dad motorcycle club. Like, where are those? Come on.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I mean, they do rides all the time.
Ride for
My sister
charity.
had one when I was a kid. Yeah, there's those biker groups that they like sponsor like kids who've been like abused and stuff. They do rides for charity. So I'm like, give me a sexy one, man.
Yeah.
Without the drugs and shit. Oh, that's the other thing I didn't say. They start out, they're biker hitmen. That's what they do. They do like different hits. So that was something I hadn't read before too.
Yeah, that's interesting.
In the first book there. Anyway.
Well, how's that going, Tori? Is he into it?
Right? Well, we can find a good one to join. I mean, those rides are amazing. Like, there's a big one that happens not far from where I live. There's Sturgis is what it's called. Maybe people have heard of it. But they do this ride, and it'll have, like, there literally will be thousands of motorcycles. How would you like to get stuck behind that or have them all passing you on the road?
A biker club like that. That's fun.
I
Well,
used to
my-
read Lisa Foster a while back.
Yeah. Well, and I liked Christine Seahands for a little bit of hers. Her like, oh, it's not going well.
It's an MC club of one. That's funny.
I mean, Monica, now that people like, I don't know, when I made my video of things that I hate, one of the reasons I mentioned MC stuff so clearly is I was like, I want you to listen to what I'm saying I don't like. And if you have recs that aren't that, you can recommend them to me. I just want you to stop recommending the ones that are this because then I'm not going to do it. So that's part of the reason what's great about a video, even saying stuff that you hate, is it's like, give me the stuff that's the opposite. And that will be good.
Yeah, it's whenever you get the recommendations where it's like, that's all the tropes that I hate. Do you know me? Like,
I know.
don't give me this book.
I know. And it's tough too, because it's like, you know, the bigger you get, the more people who have only watched 1 or 2 videos of yours. Like, I had someone just follow me who they were like, I really love your videos and I want to give you a bunch of recs. And she gave me this list of recs. And I literally have read 75% of the books she read. I was like, this is the first video of mine you watched. You don't have to do the homework of watching 950 of my videos, but you also, I feel like, wasted your time recommending.
Wants attention so badly. Oh,
Mom, just love me.
What is the problem here?
He was so tiny and cute when he got
I
him.
know.
He was
Now
so
he's
tiny when you
he
got
fit in
him.
like my palm, and now
Yeah.
he's a giant.
How old is he now? Like a year?
He's just a year. Yeah.
A year.
Yeah.
How's your puppy, Crystal?
She's good. She's sleeping right now.
I was about
She's
to say, I
getting
haven't heard her
huge.
cry.
I know. She's being very good. I had just barely put her in her crate when I filmed my vlog clip in my last vlog, and she was not happy about it in the vlog clip. But
Oh,
she's good. She's getting huge though. Very fast.
That's fun how they grow up so fast. Like,
I
they're so
know.
tiny, and then all of a sudden they're big.
Yeah,
It's
he was
hard.
the size of his head when I got him.
Yeah.
It's hard too because like they're growing so fast, but like mentally they're still just little babies, you
Yes.
know?
Hey, my mom's dog, Ollie, I mean, he's still a baby, even though he's like 6 years old.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Cosmo. I'm like, he's still just a dumb little baby. He's not an
We have
adult.
not seen Ollie footage enough lately.
I know.
It really was like, what
He
happened
gets
to him?
car sick. He gets car sick, so I can't just like cart him around like back and forth because he would love being over here all the time, but he gets so like upset, just throws up after getting in the car. So it's hard to bring him places.
Yeah. I was like, I haven't seen him. What happened?
Yeah. Ollie. He's so cute. So how is your book going, Bree? Did you get any listening done, or have you just been working?
I'm almost halfway through. It's good. Like right when the first sprint that we had, like a big thing happened, so I immediately had to update stuff. So I'm in like a pretty tense part right now.
Yeah.
It's good.
I heard that, well, I didn't hear. I read the note from the author that said that they didn't want it to be about like the central plot of the story to be about like anything with transphobia or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think
Yeah,
that's
and right in the beginning, he also put all the trigger warnings and stuff in there,
Yeah.
too, which was really nice. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I
nice.
was really
And
surprised
it's
about that.
expeditiously
Yeah.
published too. I know.
Mhm.
Like it's possible. Can we do it more
I
often?
mean, Alexis Hall has been writing great books like that for a long time. I mean, one of my favorite books of all time is one of his. For Real is one of my favorites. And
Oh my god, I love that book so much.
he always
So
does the happy version of it.
Mhm.
You know,
I've never read
that's what I want to read. Yeah.
I've never read any of
I mean,
their books.
you knowing what you read now, Crystal, like you need to read For Real. I haven't brought it up in a while, but that was on a list I gave you a very long time ago. I had that one on there. I just think it's been years that I haven't brought it up again. But you also didn't read the books that you read now, and that one is like BDSM as healing in a completely unique way. Like it is.
The Dom sub relationship is so unique.
Oh my god. Oh, like Lori.
Because the Dom is the younger, it's age gap, and the Dom is the younger guy.
That's interesting. I think I've heard of that one. Yeah.
Yeah, the sub
Lori
is the one. He's also rich.
Doctor. Yeah. There's an audiobook for that one too.
Mm-hmm. I listened to the audiobook. It's really good.
Yeah, they're so great. That one's a great one.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it's traditionally published because I read the boyfriend material and like I didn't love it, and like everyone else was loving it, and I'm like, but have you read his indie stuff?
Boyfriend material was the first one.
Yeah, I was like, this is extremely tame, and this person's really annoying. But okay, I'm glad it's fun, and I'm glad it's like getting them popular. But I haven't been really in love with their traditional stuff because it's like, but I've read your indie stuff, and it's so good. But
that's kind of like with Christina Lauren. Like, I really liked Sweet Filthy Boy, but that was the first one I read by them. So then reading their traditionally published stuff, I still like some of them, but it's just not as good. Yeah. Yeah. They went hard to more like romantic fiction route, which is fine, but it's like, I feel like you had something going good, you know? Whereas like, I feel like, and I know not everyone loves her books, but someone I feel like writes the same, whether they're writing indie or traditional, is Katie Robert. Yeah. I think she's edited better when she's edited by source books, and that's great. But I think she keeps the same like themes and meanings and heat level from her indie to traditional. And I appreciate that a lot because it doesn't feel like I'm reading a tame version of her books when I'm reading the traditional version, which is how I feel when authors get picked up. But just my
I don't think Talia Hibbert does either, you know.
Oh yeah.
That's true. Yep. That's true.
Where is she? Write another book, Talia. Come on.
I just got one of her old series as a gift, and I'm excited to read them.
Which one? Creekwood or not Creekwood? Oh.
No, like the Undone by the Ex-Con and Undone by the Boss.
Oh, those.
Great.
Yeah, I have the bundle for that one, and I still haven't read it yet.
Yeah, I got those as gifts.
Her Ravenswood. Is it what is it called?
I want to say it's Ravenswood too, Bree.
It's Ravenswood.
Is it Ravenswood? Okay, that's the series I like.
I liked all of those as well. Did like those.
I still need to finish that series. I'm so bad at that.
I also have all of her like Beards and Bondage now too, which she
is that Rebecca Weatherspoon?
Yeah, that's Rebecca Weatherspoon.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong things. I have all the books.
Sorry. I still haven't read her either.
Yeah.
I love Zenny and Rafe.
Right.
Those
Yeah.
are my favorites.
I love
by
Zenny.
Rebecca. Zenny was so good.
Mhm.
I think I was confusing them too because they're both authors that I want them to write more. And Rebecca Weatherspoon's been writing her cowboy ones, which I'm
Yeah.
like, cool, great. But could you write some more of these ones? Write some more of this now. Like cowboys, I'm here. But why?
Oh yeah, Meeting the Huntress was good.
Yes. I still haven't read that
a
one.
series?
I
thought-
still haven't read that one either. Gosh. And that's
Well,
a novella,
is it
right?
novella too?
I thought it is a novella because I read that one for one of the readathons.
Yeah.
I didn't
read it
know
for
that it was a
readathon.
series though.
I feel
I
like on Goodreads, it's Monsters and Mates #1.
But there's not more.
But there's
There's
not
more
more,
yet.
right?
No.
But she was going to, right? Because like right when the cover changed, that was when like she announced she was gonna do
Yeah.
more. Seems
Yeah.
like.
Well, that's but that so many authors do that, and like
I
that's
love
their
that
prerogative to get distracted. But like Lydia Michaels, she's supposed to write another book in the Hurt series, and it's been like 8 years. So all of us who love Hurt and she's doing recovers of like all of her books, audiobooks for all of her books, and I'm just like, okay, when are you writing another Hurt? Like when are you writing the next one? Please. It says #1, and it has for 5 years now. Just don't call it #1 then. Like just remove it so that
Such
I
a
can stop
tease.
expecting. Yeah. Anyway.
He's adorable.
He's in distress right now.
I can tell he keeps coming up to see you.
He's like, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm still here.
Well, I think that this is good stopping point for everybody. Yeah.
Sure.
This was a ton of fun. I'd love to do this more regularly. And I like the idea of doing it on a Friday
Mhm.
during the day to kind of catch up on everything before the weekend or
Mhm.
whatever. So maybe
Yes.
we could do this throughout the summer
Yeah.
or something.
Make it regular
I'm
thing.
down.
Yeah. Make it regular. I'd love that.
I like it.
Thanks so much, everybody, for joining us. And I will put I'm sure y'all know everybody here, but I'll link them in the description anyway. So, and we'll see y'all later.